Monday Morning Marketing Podcast is brought to you by Esther of IPA Group, bringing premier online promotion to your business.
And Melanie of Stomp Social Media Training, who empowers business owners to manage social media and marketing for themselves. Welcome back to another episode of the Monday Morning Marketing Podcast. Today we are joined by Niamh Hogan, founder and CEO of Holos Skincare, and we're talking about consumer products marketing. Welcome, Niamh.
Thank you very much for having me on.
I'm here as well, just in case.
Oh, yeah, we know you're here. That the intro covered that you were here. Remember?
This is like a Vogue and Joanne McNally podcast here, you two.
Oh, I like the Vogue part.
Fighting with each other.
We're going to fight over who gets to ask you the most questions. So, Niamh, tell us about Holos Skincare. Where did it originate? How did it start? What is it about? And then we'll get into the marketing questions.
Yeah, so I suppose I was a natural health therapist, and I was using essential oils and plant ingredients in treatments like massage, reflexology. So I was kind of surrounded by these beautiful ingredients, and I just got curious about them, really. And I started to, I kind of always thought essential oils were underused. People liked them for, liked to smell them, and they made people feel better. I was like, they're underused. I'm going to do a little bit of research. So I started researching and learning, and then just started dabbling in my kitchen with ingredients, making oils and creams. And then I started introducing them to clients. And then my husband is a designer. He was just, the handwritten labels were upsetting him. He was like, can I design labels? Then he was like, I think we should put them in boxes. And then he designed boxes. And then it just became this thing. And I was like, that looks like a skincare brand. And then I started to kind of work on, okay, maybe this could be, because people were buying them. I was like, maybe this could be a business. So I spent about a year and a half, kind of 2 years, putting out the plans together, and then we launched in 2014. And what Holos is it is plant-based skincare. It's all about nourishing skin health and helping to prevent the signs of aging. We're very kind of focused on skincare as being an extension of healthcare, and we harness nature, science, and consciousness. So we use plant ingredients. We use scientifically proven plant actives, and then we're also eco-conscious, vegan, cruelty-free, and always trying to grow in our knowledge in that area to be better, a more conscious brand. So that's it in a nutshell.
Oh, well, that's it for today then.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate you being here today. No, quite seriously, as a marketer, I remember when I first started up my business, I was quite concerned on how I would get out into the market, how people would understand what I did, where I did it. But you had to become even braver and bolder by having a product, a tangible product that, for out of literally nowhere, you had to market. So what kind of mindset do you approach this with, and where did you start?
I'd say mindset, probably insanity. It helps to be a little bit insane. Helps to refuse to listen to other people and be really determined. Look, it's all been a learning process. Like when I started out, I hadn't a clue what, we were kind of just, social media was there, but it wasn't as heavily used for business as it is now. So it was a lot of kind of going to physical markets. That's kind of where you start out and you do your market research, because you find out whether people buy them or not. And then it was just building kind of social media presence. It was just getting out and networking, going to talk to people. It was like trying everything. And obviously at the beginning, you don't have a lot of money either. So I wasted so much money on things like, traditional kind of marketing and like paying massive money for ads in the top magazines and things like that got got me nowhere really, or I couldn't measure it. There was no way of measuring where, if we were actually getting any results from these things. So it's been very much a learning process. I mean, a few years ago, we obviously saw that digital was becoming very big, and I find it hard to find somebody that knows all of it, like someone that understands the building of a website and the technical
Mm.
elements and the updating, and then someone that also can do Facebook ads, someone that can create and design and make things look amazing. It's very hard to get one person that can do all of it, like email marketing, the creativity, all of that stuff. So I was getting all of these people that were kind of going, yeah, I can do that, but I'd find out they can only do the tech bit. They can't get our message across. And so we actually kind of took everything pretty much in house and started learning ourselves. So we have a team now that we have our website developer. We have a Ava who is she does the daily updating of websites, so if there's price changes or discount codes or anything like that. But she also designs all our MailChimp. She measures all the results from that. She also does all our Facebook, Instagram ads. I do the creation, so I create the plan. I create the monthly plan. It's all on a spreadsheet. We know exactly what's going out every single day. We know exactly what campaigns are happening. And then I have a social media person who puts it all up there. So it's a lot of our business is marketing, because we're a brand. And like, I think, we started out kind of just going, it started out where it was like, oh, we need to do something. We need to make money, and we put up a campaign the next day. There'd be no plan around it, but often they worked very well. So then we were like, okay, these work. So let's be more strategic about it and have them all planned out. So there's a lot of people involved in making it all work, but it's nice that we kind of have it all in house, that we can control it. And then obviously we need to go out to, we need to, particularly with the American market now, it's different. We can do a little bit in house, but because the American market is, things are done a little bit differently. With media in Ireland, you get coverage, you send them some details, some product, and they will put your products in a magazine. In the States, it's not that easy, because they want to get affiliates, and they want to actually make a little bit of money every time they post something about your brand. So it's a different way of doing things. So we're learning that now, and we're working with people in the States to kind of help us in that. So you have to step outside your business as well and ask for help, when it's necessary.
So it is. I mean, it's been a real learning curve. Like, you've only less than 10 years. In less than 10 years, you're now going for world domination, which is brilliant. But it must also be really hard to do it all yourself, because I see on your social media that you are the face of Holos, that you are the person who is sampling the products. You're the person, showing your daily skincare routine. You're the person who has, all the moving parts going on, plus product development, plus planning, plus,
Yeah, look, it is, but that's like every founder of a company at the beginning finds himself doing all these things, doing lots and lots of things. And, like, I have a team of, there's 7 of us now. So, I do have, a lot of the things that I was doing all myself, I do now have other people doing them. So there's a lot more time for planning for me and development. And like, when, yeah, I'm the face of, on videos and things, but I can sit down for a day and record videos and then put them out there. And then sometimes I go on in real time, say in Instagram stories or whatever, but that doesn't happen every day. It has to be kind of planned out as well. But yes, like it's, I think with a brand, I think nowadays people do like to know the people behind the brand. They're, brands, they like a personality. So that is important. it is important. There's pros and cons to it. It's when when people want to deal only with you, say when they get in contact with us, it can be, so if I'm on holidays,
Hmm.
someone, I still need to kind of
Yeah.
reply to them. So it is a bit of pressure, but at the same time, I do have support in other parts of the business. I'm not physically going on and posting the Instagram posts every day. I just couldn't do it. But
Mm-hmm.
at one time I was, but it's just every bit, you just little bit by bit by bit. And I think the more I realized how important all these things were, the more I sort of went, okay, we need to dedicate time to this. I can't be just doing this when I get the time. This needs to be scheduled in and done every day at this time. And, and that just comes with experience, I suppose, and seeing what works. Trying loads of things, failing at loads of things, and then seeing what works and putting all of your resources into that.
Yeah, no, the fact that you've actually put this all into practice has been phenomenal, and that's obviously why you've got the success you have today.
Mm.
But the specific area I wanted to ask was, you've got all these strategies in place, which is what we always encourage people to do. But on a daily basis, well, maybe daily is a bit of a stretch, but even a weekly basis, a query comes up, there's an issue with a product, maybe there's supply chain issues. How do you convey a sort of a more rounded understanding of the problem and pain point that your customers are experiencing, whilst still keeping to your strategy as well? I mean, who's the voice? Where's the brand persona for that?
Look, I am a stickler for transparency and honesty, and it's sometimes, yeah, things go wrong. Like, it does, supply chain issues, or we run out of one ingredient, and that means there's like, 4 products that can't go out, um so it usually is, we put those messages out everywhere. Basically, if there's something wrong, we're very honest. I will personally go on, live or Instagram stories, whatever. We put it on the website. We will put it, on our grid. We put them everywhere so that, we send it out in our email marketing. And, if it affects anybody in a, I suppose, negative way that they might be upset about it, we will always compensate in some way. Luckily, we haven't ever had anything terribly big. Actually, we did have a couple of, issues at the beginning. Coming up to Christmas, we were short on a product, and it was supposed to be in. We were taking orders, and it didn't come in. We had all of these orders, so it was, But what we did is we sat down, we emailed every one of those customers individually. We put information out everywhere. We put it on the website that it wasn't going to be in stock or and delivered until a certain date, and everybody kept ordering. Everybody kept ordering it. The people we got in contact were just so understanding, because people appreciate you being honest. That they're, and anytime there's any issue, anytime there's any, I think people can get can get very kind of upset if there's a problem, and they're straight away, attacking when they contact you. And if you just be kind and go, look, we can fix this. Don't worry. We're going to fix this for you. It changes straight away. Just being honest, being kind, being decent, always works.
Yeah. And do you find, I don't know, you said about having an email marketing list.
Mm.
Do you provide affiliate support, like not support, but links? And, if people refer you, if they say to their friends, do they get a discount if they come back and buy more products? What sort of
Yeah,
way do you gain more customers and retain the ones that you have?
yeah. That's something that we're working on at the moment. In that, well, retaining the customers is we constantly we do this little, like, private discounts sometimes to our email list. We put some out for everyone, and then sometimes we'll just send a little private one. This is only for you guys, and people love that. Like they,
Mm-hmm.
And it's a little reward for people being loyal to you. Something that we are looking at is that kind of more reward system for referring somebody to you. Particularly, we're looking at the US, because we're finding that a lot of our US customers that are coming to us are actually Irish. So there must be, they're being told by their Irish relations and friends in Ireland. So what we're trying to do at the moment is look at some sort of system that we can reward our Irish customers for introducing our Americans to our American website, and making them just go, look, this is this Irish brand. It's available in the States. It's shipped from the States, so it's going to get there really fast. So that's an element that we're looking at right now, because I think it's a great way of getting new customers and retaining old ones in one swoop.
Yeah.
So what we've discussed so far is a lot of the problems that people have to overcome when managing their time and their strategy. And when it comes down to the consumer type area, well, I guess we're really lucky, Esther and I, because we are service. We don't have to store things in places. We don't have supply chain issues. Do you have to be a certain type of person to manage all of this? Do you think? Does it take a
Is this
certain...
back to the insanity part?
Yeah, I think you do, and I think, but I think you can learn to be that type of person as well. I think there's only a certain type of person who will take on sort of running a business, but often you go into running a business not knowing what it's going to be like. And you learn as you go along. And I think as long as you're willing to learn, you definitely have to be able to keep a cool head, because, I'm kind of, I suppose I just have this thing in my head, it's always going to work out. It's always going to work out. And if it doesn't, we'll deal with it. Like, how bad can it be? And we're lucky. It's usually supply chain issues for us, that something has shipped, and nowadays, like, shipping is such a massive problem. Like, we're talking shipping gone up 800%. Like, if you're shipping from, say, China.
800%? Really?
Yeah. Cost
Shocking.
of everything's, yeah.
Shocking. Like, if you're shipping from Asia, it's just, and Brexit then as well has created more problems. Shipping is way more expensive, particularly if you're importing. And then things that, like, with COVID, Brexit, all the big global things that have happened, the war, things that might have gotten here in 30 days are taking 90 days, and you're paying 800% more for it. So that is a knock-on effect, so we're having to, predict more, increase orders. So we're spending more money, so it's a lot, it definitely is a lot more pressure. But, it's kind of, I suppose, if you kind of just sit down and go, look, everybody is feeling this. The entire global economy is, struggling with supply chain, with, shipping. And I think most people, the consumer, understands that. Like, if you actually communicate these issues, they understand it. Like, there's a lot of issues, day-to-day issues, that you won't go into because there's no need to. They don't need to know everything. But if it's something that's going to affect, the customer long term, if there's someone who, they buy this product and they buy it monthly religiously because it keeps their eczema at bay, and suddenly you can't get, those ingredients, you're better just to be straight up and honest.
So that's why that transparency is so important.
Yeah, it's so important, and it's always been, and the whole team know that we're just extremely transparent. in going, look, you know, the reason we don't have this product is this, this, and this. You know, and it usually is supply chain. They're the biggest problems at the moment for us, unfortunately.
So just one more question before we wrap up. The brand started 10 years ago.
Eight years ago.
Sorry.
Well, 10 years ago planning, I suppose, and then 8 years launched.
Stand corrected. 8 years ago. So you test all the products on yourself, on your own skin. Does that mean then that your products change and grow with your skin type, or, you know, the age of your skin? Do you still have those products from 8 years ago?
Yeah.
Do you have for younger? I mean, obviously skincare is an issue for all. I'm going to go for women here. I know a lot of men also are starting with the whole skincare thing, but especially women, you know. So I'm going out on a limb here and saying that your brand is for women.
Yeah.
But is it for all ages, or is it just, did you niche down into just one specific?
No, it is definitely for all ages, but I suppose we would definitely our you know, our biggest market would definitely be your kind of 35 to 55. Because I suppose they're the people that really start to, you know, kind of go, oh, skin, oh God, you know, I need to do something here, you know. But we do have products for younger skin as well. But that, you know, it is very true that our products have kind of moved as I've gotten older, because I'm kind of going, oh, okay, so that, you know, and the ingredients have got more kind of like age targeted and skin health, that, you know, the issues that come up with skin health as you age. You know, whether it be, you know, inflammation, rosacea, dryness, you know, dehydration, things like that. So those issues become more prominent as you get older. So yes, we've gotten more intricate with ingredients as the brand grows. Absolutely. Yeah. It's like everything is a learning process. The whole thing, like if you look at the products, like you know, there's a story even if you look at those.
Yeah,
you know?
and you've got to see where the demand is as well. You listen to what people are asking for and supply it.
Yeah, basically. Exactly.
Well, this has been brilliant, Niamh. Thank you so much for coming on. Where can people buy from you, both either in UK, Ireland, US, all over the world? Where can people buy?
Yeah, so Ireland and Europe, it's holos.ie, and then the US, it's holosskincare.usa.com.
Does exactly what it says on the tin.
Yeah.
Brilliant. We hope that everybody has found something useful out of today's podcast. And if you do have any questions, or if you would like to, I know I personally have had some of Niamh's products in the past and they are wonderful. Do check her out and do get in touch, follow her on socials, and just see what she's doing and how she is reaching her markets. That's it for today, guys. We'll be back next week with another Monday Morning Marketing Podcast. Until then, bye-bye.